Murray has come out and given this crowd and his teammates a big boost here early.
Gorgeous move by Nikola Jokic. A 10-0 run, though, by Denver. 8 of those 10 points by second-year pro Julian Strawther. It's just not the Thunder's night. We've got a Game 7.
We know what's at stake. Denver knows what's at stake. It's exactly what it is, Game 7.
Oh, the best two worlds in all of sports. Game 7, Nuggets, Thunder, a chance to go to the conference finals. OKC right now is favored by 8.5 points. That tips off at 3:30 Eastern on ABC, and here to help us break it down, we have NBA analyst Quentin Richardson and Anscape senior writer David Dennis Jr., remote and living large there on our screen.
2 Chainz.
No, there he is, 2 Chainz, exactly. Let me start with you, with the coat and tie guy this morning. So we have Aaron Gordon questionable for the game with a hamstring injury. He has been so clutch the entire playoffs. If he can't go, what does that mean for Denver?
They're going to miss one of their biggest players for this offseason. This offseason, he's been more clutch than I think he's ever been in his career. He's got 2 game winners, 1 a putback tip in, 1 the three-pointer, and just his overall versatility for this team. Defensively, being on a rebound, being able to guard different people, and then his scoring has been perfect too. So, I mean, if they're missing him, that's going to be a big void to fill, and they're going to have to figure it out in Game 7.
Absolutely. Aaron Gordon is the best three-point shooter by percentage that this team has right now. And defensively, you cannot replace what he's been doing with Jalen Williams and those other guys being a backup center. That means that the Nuggets, who are running out of players to play, are going to have to rely on their chaos agent. This is about Russell Westbrook and what he can bring when he's on the floor, because I think he'll be coming into that closing lineup, and the Thunder are going to say, hey, we're leaving you wide open. You're at 19% from 3. Go ahead and shoot those threes. Do what you can. And Russell Westbrook's going to have to be defensively better. He's going to have to get rebounds. He's going to cut those turnovers down. And David Adelman, who is coaching his 16th game of his career, is going to have to coach a perfect game, because he's going to have to work those rotations and pull the leash on some folks if they're not playing well, and figure out what the exact closing lineup is going to have to be on the fly, especially if Aaron Gordon is not 100%.
But it's so crazy because Adelman's already won at Game 7. This is like his 40th day on the job, and he finds himself in another one. I love Russell Westbrook being referred to as a chaos agent. If he could have a big game at this point in his career, that would really be something in such a critical game. We have Jokic and we have SGA. Which team moves on, Q?
Man, I mean, just looking at everything, is not having AG at full strength, because I don't feel like, even if he is available, there's no way he could be at full strength or very impactful. So I look at it, man, this is a big opportunity. SGA and those Thunder, he has to lead the team, but he has to have his biggest game right now. He hasn't been the SGA that we saw all season long, flawlessly scoring easily. Denver has made it difficult for him. He has to find his way to make this one of his best games of the season, of the offseason, and this series. And if he can do that, he can lead them to the victory. Okay,
so you're going Thunder if Jokic plays at his full potential, which he has not at times in this series. What about you, David? Who do you think advances?
I love this series so much and this game so much because it is an absolute toss-up still, even with AG not being at 100%, because the Denver Nuggets still have the best player in the world in Nikola Jokic, who can make miracles on that court. This dude can put up one of those games, those Wilt Chamberlain-like games like he did in Game 1, 40 points, 15 or so assists, 15 rebounds, 10 assists, something like that can pull this team out. Because what we have here is a competition between championship level experience on one side, and on the other side you have youth, athleticism, and a team that does not have that experience. This is anybody's game, but Jokic is definitely going to show why he is the best player in the world, win, lose, or draw in Game 7.
Obviously, OKC also has home court. You have to go all the way back, by the way, to Larry Bird and Bernard King in 1984 to find top 2 players in MVP voting meeting in a Game 7.
That's nice.
This one has everything. By the way, Larry Bird and the Celtics won the championship that year. All right.
With the second game that happened last night, obviously, the Thunder and the Nuggets. There was some conversation that came out of the Nuggets locker room. A report that was out there.
I didn't see it. Should I listen to it first? No, it's not nothing to listen to.
It just says Russell Westbrook's immature. I mean,
no,
Aaron
Gordon shot it down. I don't know the full report. I need to hear it. Can y'all two shut up? Go ahead, Allie. I need to hear it.
It was regarding a conversation about a blow-up that happened after that big blowout game in which I believe it was Aaron Gordon and Russ getting the most out of one another, a conversation. But then that turned into this article about someone else referring to Russ as being immature. And so last night after game 5, instead of talking about the game, Aaron Gordon wanted to emphasize just the toughness and who Russ is and how great he is for the Nuggets, and he is going to help them. He has helped them being a teammate. And basically the things that should stay in the locker room should stay in the locker room. That it's not all a bed of roses when it comes to winning a championship, and it's not always going to be. What did you say earlier in the podcast? It shouldn't be comfortable to shit, shave, and bathe.
You shouldn't shit, shave, or bathe until you see better days.
Well, doctors are going to tell you need to shit, because if not, you're going to be able to walk. Having said that, yes.
Hockey players grow beards during the playoffs.
You can go and continue to dive into the details, but I loved that from Aaron Gordon taking it upon himself to, all right, guys, what happens in our locker room stays in your locker room.
I wish people knew how many fucking championship teams would fucking choke each other, right? Still like championship teams that got beefs today. Like you saw the Ray Allen, you saw the shit. You know why I won't speak out of turn, but it was like these bros were so competitive against other people, like it felt like betrayal. Do you know how close and tight-knit you have to be to an individual to feel betrayal to the point of him just going to another team? And that is like deep.
Yes.
Like that's how close groups
dinners, spending like going to dinners, spending holidays together. Yeah, like that type of close deep.
Yeah,
we're around each other more than we're around our fucking families. By the way, fuck whoever leaked the source out of the locker room and didn't want to put their name behind it. That's
cowards. And those are cowards. And honestly, reporters say whatever you want. The people that they're getting that information to, those aren't championship players, in my opinion. Because if you've been in those fights, if you've been in those battles, championship players, they keep shit tight. Because they know how important it is and how a fractured locker room or one guy that will stop the journey, right? So that that's why great players, they don't give the media sound bites. They don't do that. They don't want any issue. They shut shit down, right? Like me and Kenyon got in a fist fight. We've talked about it here. That's my brother to the day. We got into a fist fight.
You must have whooped your ass.
Hell no. Aaron Williams got in between us. The big light-skinned ass. Aaron Williams. I swung, missed Kenyon, hit Aaron, and luckily I've always been a goofy kid my whole life. He just leaned back. His seat was in front of mine. He was like, "You're lucky I like you, young fella." And I was like, "Oh my God, I almost died."
I can't really say this, bias or not. I don't know if I would want to get in a fight with Richard.
Well, no, I'm different. Yeah, wait, Allie,
got a little temper.
Wait, say this. I just want Allie. I'm going to ask you a question. Allie.
God.
When you were with the Cavs, you were at practice every single day. That was part of the media. Now you're not allowed to say what you saw.
I was in practice, not
you were in practice.
The media at the end.
You were in practice. You got to when you're the team reporters and so we had 4 or 5 of our guys, AC and Fred, Allie, they could be in actual practice. In your years, how many chaotic fights did you see? Legitimately, give me a number, incidents and fights and disputes and people, how much did you see in your time there? Give me a number.
4.
That's
fights. That's swing. That's grown men being restrained, which that's a lot. Have I seen a lot of bickering and arguing and yeah that's different. No. That's more. But actual
Yeah. And then, okay, so that's 4 fights. Now, how many team meetings have you seen where you're like, oh, this shit is getting dicey around here?
Plenty.
Too many.
That's
there was one that I was like, I think they want me to leave. I think they
I don't like and this is the thing that I'm trying to express to people, and I'll end with this, is that they went to the finals 4 years and won a championship. That's what was going on. That's what was going on inside of a fucking highly competitive motherfucker. We got a chance. Who the fuck is stepping out of line? What the fuck is wrong? Think about guys having to apologize. Think about how many different guys apologize for some shit. We had multiple guys do that over that stretch.
Mm-hmm.
Think about the competition though in the Cavs uniform at practice. Ooh. Am I mistaken? Or I do remember that LeBron and Kyrie love practicing against each other. Was it Kyrie never practiced on with the starting 5 when they scrimmage, or was it Bron?
No, Bron didn't. Bron didn't, right? He went with the second unit. Yeah. We used to cut their ass.
Because Bron would run the second unit. So they would do 1 or 2 reps with the starters, but they knew that the starters have it. So then Bron would come to the second unit. So then Bron would run that, and we would play against the rest of the starters.
And during one of those, whoo, buddy.
Yeah, during one of those, let me say, there were punches thrown. There were punches thrown at one point in time, and it was like, and an apology given later, but it was respect and brotherhood though. They making each other.
I'm gonna say this, and then I gotta go get a haircut. T. Lue made us put on regular shoes because he made us scrimmage one time, and every time down the court, dudes were grabbing each other's jerseys ready to fuck each other up, because this is during the playoffs, because dudes were so ready to go. And he said, nah, fuck this, y'all ain't fucking each other up. So he made us put on regular shoes, or we had to do like 5-on-0 stuff, and we couldn't practice against each other because Shump and Deli were picking Kyrie up full court. Like, I'm picking Tristan up. He's wrestling me. I'm wrestling Kevin. Like, we are just doing this. And T. Lue's like, hell no. Yeah, everybody take your shoes off.
But this
walk around this way.
But Shannon, you guys remember, as soon as T. Lue took over, T. Lue was like, we're not in good enough shape. Like directly, like collectively. He's like, we're not good enough shape to do what we have to do and to beat who we have to beat. We're not in good enough shape. We did conditioning in the middle of the season when T. Lue first took over. Channing, you got traded, and I'm like, Channing, you're not like you. Channing had to lose, like, you lost like 10 pounds from when you got traded over because he needed to get in better condition. He said that. So that's saying it's like he recognized, like, that shit's intense. When you look in the middle of the season, you're in first place, and he's like, we're not in shape. Motherfuckers were getting after it.
Dude, those 10-minute runs were so annoying. I didn't get it, but I get it now. Running every time, going dumb hard. Ugh. And then getting in fights. I'm ready to beat Richard's ass one time.
Bro, fights happen.
All right, I got to go.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
Okay, bye, Jen.
Fights happen. Like, we had gloves in the locker room with the
that's success.
Ray Allen and Rondo got on the gloves. Like, they had tension, like, for about a month, and we like, fuck that, y'all gotta scrap it out.
Who won?
I'll stay out of that, but I will say,
was it like
they fought. I'm gonna say this. We all knew Rondo had an attitude with him. Like we knew he, you know what I'm saying? Ray surprised me though.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Did they both walk away with a newfound respect for each other?
Yes, they did.
That's all that matters. I don't care about who won. Just, you know.
But you have like levels of like motherfuckers not liking each other because you're around, you gonna have attitude. Like KG, like quiet as kept, he'll tell his story now. But James Posey was the leader of our team. KG at times hated this